Welcome back to the Vibe Reflects. We're here again after what seems like forever. It's been probably a month since we last
Yeah.
did the show
Fine.
because of lockdown, and we finally figured out a way that we can do it from home. Obviously, it's not live, but
It's not
we're
live. Don't get
here.
your hopes up. I don't know if it'll be on after this too much, but yeah, well, we got Summit at least.
Yeah, and Adam's not joining us today, unfortunately, which is quite sad. He's got other things he needs to be doing, but we do have two new guests. So there's another girl here, so I'm not the only girl.
Yeah. See, I am picked all this for a reason. I
Yeah.
should definitely be a good scout, football scout. But
We
I am picked for a reason.
we have Grace, who's our first year,
Right.
who's here, and we have James, who is on film and TV, who's joining us today. You guys okay? Are you excited?
Yeah, I mean, a bit nervous because this is my first kind of thing. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be fine. Genuinely, it's fine. I was nervous. It's fine.
Yeah, you were breaking it. It was quite funny
No.
actually watching all that.
James, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm excited to do this. It's the first time, and I've come on to journalism's course to do this, so I'm pretty excited to do it.
Awesome. So we have some interesting topics actually to talk about today, and they're not all COVID related, shockingly. But the first one is
Nice
so.
one.
Luke, do you want to tell us what's been going on with coronavirus?
Oh, great! The wonderful coronavirus. So apparently, there's been over 100,000 deaths. Obviously, this is the main news that's going around today. And what's been happening is, I'll get it up from what basically Labour have obviously. It tends to happen in politics where the other party always tends to have a spat at the other one. They've now decided to come out and start to point fingers and start to do
As
all the
people do.
they just do. It's just daft. It's the usual thing of pointing fingers. Just bickering when there's not a solution being made.
So what
I don't.
I've gathered from it is the Labour Party are blaming the Conservatives for missing key scientific, what are they like, points, different things that they could have been doing, which, see, this could get very political.
It always does.
Yeah. So on one side, Labour have a point, obviously they do, but also I'm not educated enough on what scientific discoveries are being made with the coronavirus, because science isn't my strong point. But yeah, I don't think that blame should be being thrown around, even though I don't agree with what's been happening with how the Conservatives have been handling it, because I think the things that have been getting done aren't great. But there's no time for blaming. That's just my opinion.
What do you guys think? Obviously, exactly Grace and James Organic. Because obviously, it's. I don't know if they are criticising. At the end of the day, what more can be done as such? You're obviously going to make mistakes when obviously there's a virus that's never been seen before as such. How to act on it, things like that.
I mean, I don't think this is my own opinion, but from when the first lockdown began, the government kind of messed around a bit. They made a bit of a mistake when they introduced that eat out to help out thing, because people were mixing with other households again. So obviously that caused the cases to rise. And then obviously at Christmas we had that one day where we could see like our family members in that, and that's obviously caused the cases to go up again. So maybe the government didn't really think about it enough.
But what I think is that the government doing that and knowing that we're gonna take that opportunity to go and get a half price meal and see our family, if they've allowed it, and then they could put the blame on the public, saying the public are the reason why the cases have risen for going out, but they allowed us to do that. So
they should have just not allowed us to do it then.
Yeah, they shouldn't. See, I feel like they've made it so either way we're gonna get blamed.
They've guilt tripped us, haven't they?
I'm going to say they've been obviously, it's all been kicking off regarding the union. Obviously, the reason why they're sending them home is because they've all been partying. At the end of the day, you can't necessarily blame them because that's their experience that they're paying for at the end of the
I
day.
know. It's quite sad actually because there's people that I know that have gone to university and they can't live. Like, and if they want to go back to uni, it's technically illegal to go back right now, but they're still going to do it because they want to go and live in the flat they're paying for, you know. But,
so they're not subsidising the flat at all.
no. James, what do you think about this? Do you think that blame should be given to us, or do you think it should be given to the government for the way that they've let us do things?
Well, I mean, obviously at the start of this pandemic, they didn't know what they were doing, so they had to look into the science behind it. So I think it should be on government, but part of it is us as well, because we have to do our actions as well.
Definitely, yeah.
So there's many people that abuse the system entirely. Because obviously, I don't know why they didn't correlate the fact that there's obviously very cheap food. People obviously going to drink because obviously they've got more money to spend on drinks.
In the middle of summer, you can go to Spoons, get half price food, and drink alcohol if you're 18. People are gonna take that. They're not gonna just sit back and be like, "Oh no, I'm just gonna stay in and make my own tea," when they can go get a burger and chips from Spoons for £2.50.
I'm going to say that when you've been left in the house or so, of course, people are gonna,
want to socialise with their friends as well, because you were allowed. You could get away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing. There were nothing exactly stopping you. But obviously, once you've been in the house for so long, obviously people are going to jump to any excuse you can get, and obviously pubs are all open. And they went, well, you can just go in. Tables are 6 sound. Go in, just do what you want.
I mean, we are British. This is what we do.
Especially Northerners.
Yeah, if we see that opportunity, then we're going to take it no matter what.
Literally. We've said this so many times on this show. Because we're Northern, we want to take this opportunity to go and get not free food, but half price food. Everybody does it. It's fine. It's not fine, but
what do we expect the British to do? Because that is what makes us British, really.
Yeah, I kind of think it's a bit. I don't know if this is like the right thing to say, but it's a bit embarrassing how it's been handled, and how compared to like New Zealand, I know New Zealand is a very small country compared to here, but they did what we're doing now is what they did in March. So. And they're not in the situation that we're in.
I don't think they had a single. The problem is though, it's a difference because obviously mainland Europe were affected slightly more than it were over in Asia. Really, they only really had it over in China and that, where over that side of the world. Whereas significantly, but obviously mainland Europe had it like obviously worst out lot of Italy for a while that were carrying all of that, and then all of a sudden it's like Italy stopped, and then
because we're British.
They're back to normal life while we're still in this. But the difference is they're
going to concerts with 20,000 people, and we're sat in the third lockdown.
The thing is, though, the way that their government handled it was they put the army on the streets and went, "If you come out, we'll shoot you," basically.
Yeah,
and
I think if people in Britain, if people here did that, I can just imagine people would just like not take it seriously and just be like, "What are you gonna do? You're not gonna shoot me, are you?"
They'd take me counter it.
No, literally, I've seen videos though. People being dragged back to their house as soon, literally, the tank's on the street, and they'll just be dragged back to the house.
See, I feel like we're past that point now, and if if the government decided to do that here, it just wouldn't work. The only way it's going to get rid of it over here is the vaccine, in my opinion.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
What do you think about that, James? Do you think that we should get the army in, or do you think the vaccine's the only option to get it gone?
Well, I mean, first of all, when we had the first lockdown back in March, more people stayed at home because they knew it was serious and we have to go through it.
And people are sick of it now.
Exactly.
It's just one of I don't know how much longer the government can, hold people in as such, because, it's getting to, around here people might have come out. There's places where people necessarily haven't. So there's still been people that have been in the isolation for half a year, maybe more.
Yeah. The people, I feel sorry for the people that have actually not left the house since March, and because it's hard, obviously staying in your house for so long is hard. Staying in your house for a week is difficult.
Yeah.
But it's just something we have to do, and the government just need to be stricter and stop blaming everybody.
And to add as well, think back to them two women who went for a walk together in a nearby place, and they got caught because there were all police cars surrounded by them.
Oh my god, I've not heard about that. I was under the impression you can meet one person from another household for your daily exercise.
Yeah.
That's what they were doing.
And they got done?
Yeah, they got done. They got fines.
Where was it?
Because they were from different areas?
I think that would partly why is because there were crossover areas, but you could argue technically everyone's in the same area, so
yeah. I think if you've travelled, then it's a bit, but
yeah,
I don't know. That is also kind of alarming, but that's what needs to be getting done.
So now we're gonna go on to his next topic, which is the government are trying to reopen railway lines that are 50-year-old or more. So, like in the northeast, they're gonna bring in the one of the lines in Newcastle, for example.
Okay, how would that work? I don't understand how they can open
I'm
all the
guessing-
rail lines.
Well, obviously, a lot of time these obviously railway lines are over 50 years. There'll be some that obviously a lot of them are bricked up through housing and that, but there is some that will probably still be there. I'm guessing that there will be railway lines that you can make a connection onto other railway lines to link other places up. I doubt it will be entire railway lines on its own. I think it will be just ones that are able to.
Well, I don't know. Do you know more about it, James? Do you know if it's connecting them or if it's a whole railway line? That's a hard word to say.
Well, it's like they're trying to connect places back up. So, for example, round in my area, they're trying to do it from where I live into the centre of Barnsley. So trying to do it there, but it depends on the railway lines. What they do, it depends on what benefits it will make to that railway line, and how many passengers they'll have every year.
Oh, okay, so it's they have to weigh up all the options before they actually do it.
Before they actually approve it.
Yeah. See, I think that sounds good to me. Having for little smaller areas, having more railway lines to bigger places. So, for instance, getting into Barnsley. But then again, not many people would travel on that railway line every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not just local. I mean, they're building the HS2.
Yeah.
But they're doing it in stages, and I mean it's going to take a lot of time to do that. And I mean, they're having conversations at the minute about it.
Yeah.
End of the day, though, there isn't just to answer all this, though. It's like we new trains coming and things. Obviously, the costumes obviously going to rise significantly because they've obviously got more trains out, meaning that obviously they're going to take advantage more of the cost-wise. At the moment, the cost of trains is already quite high as it is. Even for a child, it's quite high.
Definitely.
So, I would you guys say, obviously, I do. Me personally, I do think it will bring a surge up in prices because obviously part of they need to make some money back off all this.
Exactly.
They need to utilise everything, So obviously, if people are going to utilise it, they're obviously going to put price on. Maybe even for the H2, they'll put different price on entirely. We simply don't know at this moment in time. Because obviously, it's still a big project that's probably going to take another 5 to 10 years, maybe quite a long time.
Grace, how do you feel about this? Would you use if there was I don't know where you live, but if there was a railway line rebuilt, like from an old one where you live to Barnsley, would you use it more than other public transport?
I don't think I would, to be honest, because I don't really live that far. Well, I still live in Barnsley area, but to town centre and to college, it's about a 45-minute walk. And if we had them railway lines, then I wouldn't really use it because I wouldn't really need to. And if the prices are going to be quite high as well, like Luke said, I wouldn't want to pay them prices to just go like a mile into town when I could walk it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. See, for me, where I live is quite far away from Barnsley, and I think Luke lives quite far away.
Yeah.
So if there was a railway line from where I live to Barnsley that was quicker than getting the bus, I would definitely opt to get that.
You see, you either have to go bus or you have to get bus up to Fitzy and then come down.
Don't expose where I live.
Well, I'm going to say, I'm going to say exposure. Yeah, does not live in a mansion, does there?
No. But yeah, is there any other pointers about the railway?
Yeah. Well, apparently, any investment is welcome, but apparently, 5 million on these old railways is just literally a drop in the ocean. Apparently, so 500 million is apparently going to do naff.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true, James? Because I feel like you know more than we do about this.
It's bottom quoted in the bottom that apparently 500 million is simply not enough.
Okay. To me, that sounds ridiculous, but I don't know how all this stuff works.
I think I'm looking at the other one here. The North East Rail route, that closed 50 years ago, they're spending 55 million alone on that.
Wow.
So depending on where exactly they are planning to do all these things around the country, I don't think 500 million is. Yeah, I agree.
If they're doing it all over the country, then that won't go very far.
So the next story is basically about a co-op worker who's got fired from a job for posting TikToks of herself in her work uniform. And going on to further what she's posted is she's making fun of the Karen thing, which was a thing in 2020, and she's bringing it back. So, you know,
I don't think Karens will ever leave.
Karens will never leave.
No. See, I feel like she's got fired by Karen.
Yeah.
No.
At the end of the day, though, when you're working somewhere like that, I know personally, you know,
it's just doing stuff like that.
It's difficult, and it's because obviously they're not, quite frankly, a lot of customers just look at you as if you're dirt. To be fair, so I mean, I do understand that. It's just obviously it's a TikTok, social media. It's just it's something for. It's a hobby for us too. At the end of the day, and sort of thing. It's probably just a ventilation of everything that's gone off in a working day.
Yeah, it's like I feel like it's becoming like more popular to post like work stories on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen them loads, and but sometimes it does get taken too far. And losing your job because of a TikTok, I feel like that's a bit too far. Like
it is, but I get it.
You can just take those videos down.
Yeah, like I get it if it's in a work uniform, because then it's showing a bad example for the company, I suppose, in like one way or another.
But if it was like slandering the actual company, like Co-op, or did you say it was Co-op?
Yeah, it would Co-op.
Okay. Yeah, if it's like actually slandering the company, then I could understand that. But she wasn't, was she? She was just saying about customers.
Yeah.
Which isn't got nothing to do with Co-op, really. It's just about them shopping in Co-op. And I feel like our generation would have found that funny. I would have found it funny if I saw it. Like, I don't know about you guys.
I still do, to be honest. When I'm on TikTok, Instagram, any social media, and I see a Karen video, I'm always watching it. It always makes me laugh because it is the stereotype, and you know, you wouldn't really think about it that way. But when people bring it to life, you do. It makes you laugh.
As a generation as well, we do like to take the mick.
We do.
out of serious situations, and if we get put in a situation where we have to deal with a Karen, we're gonna get his phone out and film it, aren't we? We're gonna post it on social media. We're not it's just what we do, isn't it? But then there's people like older generations that wouldn't understand that, and that's probably how it's got taken to.
Oh, I know. My brother, he's 24, and my mum's like, what, almost in her 50s. And me and my brother understand this Karen thing, but because my mum's older, she doesn't quite understand it, and she finds it quite offensive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes me laugh that she does find it offensive, but there are going to be people out there who are older who do find it offensive, especially people who are called Karen.
Yeah.
Like,
that name has just been ruined. But it's just a stereotype. And see, I can also feel like if when we're older, if they're like, oh, I don't know what a popular name is in our generation, but like if they start slandering and making like
Libby's, therefore Libby's a new version of Karen's.
yeah,
I'm gonna be the new and improved Karen. No,
improved.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like next level Karen. I'm gonna be like,
what would Libby be like? Would it be the same as Karen, or would it be a bit different?
Worse than a Karen, not gonna lie.
yeah, it'd be defo interesting. No, but I can see why they would get triggered by that, or like
it's not the first incident though on things like this that have happened, because obviously there was the blow that absolutely exposed Wetherspoons for days.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, he exposed them so badly.
He was just exposing how they made the food.
Yeah, but obviously they didn't. Obviously, we all knew that obviously that it was like not properly made after it, but obviously they just clarified it for the fact that I think a lasagna there's like £8 order, and then you realise it literally just isn't from a bloody.
Yeah, like we can get Tesco's for £1.
Yeah.
But see, that I could understand why he'd lose his job
because he's obviously people are not going to stop going to school. You realise that the food actually isn't that great.
But it still tastes really nice.
It tastes nice, Libby, because
unless when you get your tuna whatever panini.
No, you just don't
Tuna's just a no, full stop.
Oh, thank you. I hate it so much. But yeah, that's totally off topic. The Wetherspoons guy, I feel like deserved to lose his job because he was exposing them, but the co-op person was just exposing Karens.
She weren't. The Wetherspoons person weren't doing it harmfully.
No,
well,
he
they
wasn't
weren't
doing
doing
it
it harmfully, but this Karen thing, she wasn't doing it harmfully, but the Wetherspoons man was. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like he weren't doing it to intentionally rip Wetherspoons off, but he just wanted to show people what they were actually paying for.
You weren't doing it for bad intentions because that was your job, but he didn't necessarily stop at the same time, because afterwards he carried on uploading some of the videos that he already had pre-recorded.
Yeah, after he lost his job, he still carried on to upload them, but he name them something differently. Like he named this.
I think it were Weatherfolk or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which I think's funny. Like our generation finds that kind of stuff funny, but
he made a good comedy after it all, trying to rename it all, because half the time
he handled it well. Let's just say that. Yeah, because.
But with this co-op story, because I was reading into it a bit more, and she was working at co-op for 18 months, and then she got fired in January when all pandemic were happening, and she's like, I was looking at quotes, and she said that she was furious because she's being fired at the worst possible time because people aren't offering jobs, and if you can't get a job, then you're going to struggle for money, aren't you? So what do you think they could have done something about that? Like,
been at that job for 18 months and she already feels comfortable to post TikToks about it. Like,
I'd do that at my job, and I've only been there a couple of months, Libby. You're comfortable, you know. Honestly,
can't relate to have a job.
If you like it, you get used to it pretty quick, and if you like it, you feel confident about it.
What's post TikToks?
Yeah, you want to feel comfortable when you're doing a job. You don't want to feel on edge, do you?
No.
I post TikToks at work. That'd be funny, but you know, no, but obviously What do you say, Libby?
I said I'd love to see you make TikToks, Luke.
So, do you know what, Luke? You'll have to send me your TikTok name, and I'll look for it.
I don't have any, unfortunately, but
It should do though. Luke, we can make a TikTok.
I have concepts, but no, I'm not. I don't know. Maybe in the future I'll make a TikTok.
Do you think the college should make a TikTok?
They have-
We have one. The Vibe has a
the Vibe
TikTok.
has a TikTok, but it never gets used because I don't know why, but it just never does.
I think it'd be cool if the Vibe had a TikTok.
They do. They literally do. You could ask if you could take over it.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, but what would you post though?
it
That's
has
the only
to be
thing.
Vibe-related content, so there'd be a lot of like behind the scenes wise stuff on TikTok, really. But obviously, we
I
have.
want to know who's in charge of this because it sounds kind of fun.
I mean,
like, taking charge of,
I
like,
have the
TikTok.
login. I made the account.
Did you?
Yeah. But yeah.
But anyways, back on topic of social, obviously back onto, but obviously with this whole like thing I post on TikTok, doesn't that obviously go back to maybe the fact of what nowadays what can you actually do on social media without your employer actually
Would
see
it have been in her contract, maybe, and that's why she's got fired?
it is in contract, yeah, because it was in my contract as well regarding social media, but where's people's freedom though as such? Because even issues outside of work related even get called upon if it's severe enough. I agree with the severity of certain stuff, but I don't feel comfortable for the fact that your work is literally stalking practically most of.
I mean, if your video goes viral, then it's going to be found.
It gets found, yeah, and it gets dealt with. For example, there was some racist video the other day, some man in Sheffield, and he lost all his jobs, he lost his coaching job and everything.
Well, that's because he was racist.
No, because you're a racist, exactly. But even with certain stuff, like you see celebrities they get called up on petty little things that said, like 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's
Some
like,
things need to get called up on, but then
there's a lot of stuff that they don't know, and you think to the things and put, is that it? That's what I'd say. I'd say that myself.
yeah.
It makes no difference a lot.
That's why you've got to be careful what you post on social media. You don't want to ruin your reputation for 20 years time.
Yeah, I know.
Especially us as journalists as well, because we'll have an important reputation, won't we, in future when we're presenting on a radio show or whatever. If we ruin our reputation, then we're done for.
The lads in our class have been warned for that because I think there's been a few incidents regarding football-related stuff that we've got involved in, which is not great.
You just have to be careful with what opinions you have.
Yeah, we've all had social media warnings. Even I think
I haven't.
Well, yeah, because you haven't done anything wrong.
Libby's a goody two-shoes.
Yeah, you won't guess. That's someone on Twitter. You'll get bitten by 10 different sharks.
Yeah, but yeah, James, are you still here?
Of course he is.
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay, what do you think about this? Have you seen these videos or?
To be honest, I've seen none at all. I mean, I have most social medias. I have most of them, but I watch them, and then I think, oh, they look good. They're creative. They bring the personality out. But then when I think back to the worker what works at co-op, like Grace said, it's her choice what she wants to do. But I mean, she was she was wearing her work clothes, so that obviously goes back to the company. That's why she got fired for it.
Yeah, there's a link. Definitely. I feel like the moral of the story is just be careful with what you post.
Yeah, basically.
Because you never know what the repercussions could be.
Of course, but where do you suggest people go and vent the frustration? Say if they have a certain thing at work, it's not easy. Just
Yeah, I know. It's hard, but
you're not going to go and punch all your walls up, are you? You'd much rather say something on social media than punch all your walls up. So I mean,
yeah, because that's a generation that we are. We want to just put it all online.
Well, yeah, because that's a platform that we're brought up with. So we're used to putting things online, so
We were raised around social media because, like, social media is part of our life now because we were, like, as we were getting older, social media was also developing further. So obviously we're constantly around it. So what do the people expect, really?
As usual, we're going to talk about what National Day it is, which we always do. And unfortunately, Luke had to leave to go and help some other people, which we will miss him. So I'm the only OG that's left. I'm joking. But yeah, so the National Day today is National Chocolate Cake Day. So we can discuss what our favourite chocolate cakes are. Because what else would you want to talk about on a Wednesday morning?
Chocolate cake is just, Right, I've got, because I do a lot of baking at home and that. I've got you on Instagram and Libby, so you might see that I'm posting all my bakes and that. And I'm not, they've got to be homemade. I can't eat anything that's store-bought. I just hate it for some reason. I don't know why. Even, like, do you know the Colin the Caterpillar cakes from, like, M&S? I hate them.
Oh my god, right. It was my 18th birthday in July and I had a Colin the Caterpillar cake.
I can't do it. Like, it's even got to a point, which is sad for me, because last year I made my own 16th birthday cake. I made my own birthday cake because I can't stand store-bought stuff.
See, I am not a massive sweet fan, but cake-wise, the only cake I really eat is chocolate cake.
What's your favourite type?
I don't know. I like all chocolate, but then also, you know, when you like get muffins, I know muffins aren't cake, but you can get like triple chocolate muffins. I don't really like them. I like the plain ones with chocolate chips in it.
They're nice.
Yeah, they hit different. What's your favourite chocolate cake, Grace?
Right. I'm gonna have to go chocolate bake, not cake, because I don't know if does a brownie class as a chocolate.
I think it does.
Does it? I don't know if it does. I was having a discussion with my mum and I'm like, she's like, what cake you gonna bake? And I'm like, because it's my brother's birthday. And she went, what cake you gonna bake for your brother? And I went, well, he likes brownies, but she's like, brownies aren't a cake. So are they? Aren't they? Because you know, but
I'd say they are.
But triple choc chip brownies, homemade, absolutely a dream. Love them.
Yes, you brought them into college in your little bags. They were so cute.
Oh, them ones. I know. What did Adam do?
I don't remember.
Right, Adam picked it up on tail because I gave it him in that little bag with bourbon, and he picked up. He went, "Is that it?" and chucked it on the table. Like,
James, you took them home with you. You liked them, didn't you?
Yeah, because Adam gave them me.
Yeah.
Wait, Adam gave them you?
Yeah, I was there when it happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not them all. We ate some. But yeah. What's your favourite cake, James?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's a hard choice, really. I mean, anything chocolate I like. So class me as a chocoholic. But once I had, for my birthday, I had a cake that was made out. That was in the shape of a Xbox console.
Wow.
And it was one at Beston's I had.
Rich chocolate.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
And then I also do chocolate brownies as well. So I do them, and then my family eats them, and I think that they're one of the best brownies I've had.
Yeah, definitely. So you agreed that brownies are like cake?
Yeah, they're like small cakes.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're a lot more dense than cakes, though. They're a lot heavier with chocolate. I don't know how to explain it because cakes are now like light and fluffy, but brownies aren't. They're really soft and chewy.
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody has a different opinion, but I agree that they're like mini cakes. But yeah, I'm not sure what most we can say about Chocolate Cake Day, apart from we all love chocolate cake.
We all love chocolate cake. Everyone loves chocolate cake.
So, thank you both for coming on, and also Luke, but he's not here, so
thank you, Luke, wherever you are.
Yeah, it's been good. Hopefully we can do this again sometime soon.
Yes.
Um,
I've enjoyed it.
yeah, it's been good. And hopefully we can carry on doing the show now. We've figured out how to do it from home.
Yes.
Yes. Because unfortunately, me, Luke, and Adam are going to be leaving soon.
Oh, I
So
know.
we can't
I'm
carry
going
on.
to uni soon. It's so sad.
I'm leaving, but I'm sure the show will get carried on in good hands. But yeah.